From Baxter's 942 in the Highlands of Louisville, Kentucky, and worldwide, wherever you get your podcasts, iTunes, YouTube, Spotify, not yet, iHeartRadio, and Google Play. This is Shooting from the Lip Live. I am Erik Kevin. This is Kevin Hale right next to me.
What is up, my brother?
How are you?
Here we are.
Yeah, another Tuesday.
Another Tuesday evening.
And I'm really excited about this episode.
We got a really fun show tonight, I think so. Crazy good musicians tonight. Before we get started with that, we'll announce who's coming on, but we do our every Tuesday thing, thanks to the one and only
Heather.
Miss Heather.
Thank you, Baxter's 942. Thank you, Heather. This is the first shot. I don't know what this is today,
but we're going to drink it.
We don't know.
Cheers. Cheers, my brother.
Cheers, man. Oh. Didn't expect straight bourbon.
It burns.
But we're Kentucky boys. That's bourbon.
Tell me about your weekend.
Weekend was good. Weekend was great.
Gigs?
Yeah, Friday. Played with Chase Skinner.
That's right. I was there.
Yeah, that was fun. Mm-hmm. Last Wednesday, played with Amber.
That was
pretty chill. Just a couple gigs last week, so it was pretty chill. This week's a little bit more intense, but we'll talk about that later.
I have to say, this time last week, we did our podcast, stuck around, listened to the one and only Kevin Cummings, and then we jetted off to another venue.
Yeah,
that was a night.
Oh, yeah.
Courtesy of Mr. AA, we'll just say it's the initial.
So yeah, thank you for that. So once again, Lip Nation, thank you so much for tuning in to us.
We have let me give a shout out to our guest tonight, and then we'll get everything situated and get the show going at 8 o'clock, around 8. Segment 1, Doug Pinson, Nashville Recording Artist, will be up first. Around 8:30, the guys from Bleu Phonque, some legendary local musicians.
I think every one of them's a legend.
Johnny Edwards, Paul McGarry, Tony Frank, and Greg Unthank, who I have a special place. Our show has a special place for Greg.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
9 o'clock, Josh Logan will be here. He is the friend of Kevin Cummings' event tonight. So
playing tonight at Baxter's 942.
So and that's at 10 o'clock. So people, if you're listening, watching, come out, hang out. People can come out. We got to promote this too. People can come out and sit around our podcast.
Well, people do.
Well, they do.
The thing. There's a bar you can sit at right next to it. There are tables and chairs set up. Come hang out with us.
Yeah.
Kevin doesn't bite. He threatens, but he doesn't.
Hard.
Baxter's 942 in the Highlands of Louisville, Kentucky, and worldwide on iTunes, Google Play, and now iHeartRadio. This is Shooting from the Lip Live. I'm Erik Kevin, and next to me, Mr. Kevin Hale.
We are back Is it back in the saddle? Back on the saddle?
We're here.
We're here.
Yeah, we're here.
Yeah, we are here. Check it. Oh, clunk, clunk.
Nice.
Clunk, clunk.
Right.
All right, first segment.
So, the one, the only, Mr. Doug Pinson's here. How you doing?
Doing just fine. How you doing, man?
I'm good, man. I'm glad you're here.
Yeah, it's good to be down here.
Because I've been hearing about you and country music. We're in Louisville. There's live good country music here. But this is some good country music. Is what I'm gonna put out there. There's some down home.
Cornbread and grits.
That's what I was looking for. Thank you. So,
what if you're a biscuit and gravy kind of guy?
Biscuits and gravy, cornbread and your milk.
Well, yeah, and your buttermilk. Do you do buttermilk? See, that was my dad's thing. Cornbread and buttermilk.
Oh yeah.
Well, I put buttermilk in the cornbread, but I don't drink cornbread or buttermilk by itself. No,
I don't think anybody.
I mistakenly put that in my cereal one time. I still have bad dreams over that.
Yeah.
How'd that work out for you?
My grandma, she said, "You better eat that." I'm like, "Oh my god,
mommy." I boycotted cornflakes because of that. I didn't know it was the milk. I thought it was the cornflakes. Anyways.
All right.
Doug Pinson, Nashville Recording Artist, is in town. Doug, are you, when we say Nashville, do you actually reside in Nashville now?
So what Nashville means is just another way of saying country music, but I am going to be doing some work. I'm going down to Nashville on Tuesday. I just talked to a producer who worked on some of Colt Ford's albums, and I'm going to be meeting up with him on working with some new material that I've written.
Cool.
As far as the country, I try to cover anything from, as I say, Hank Sr. up to a little bit of the new stuff, but mainly what I call, like I said, the outlaw country, the 80s and 90s country, George Strait, Alan Jackson era, but also incorporating the original material along the way.
Hank Sr., Hank Jr.
Yep.
Hank Sr. was the bluegrass guy, kind of, right?
I mean, that was country western.
It's still country. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, where are you from here?
I'm originally from eastern Kentucky, outside of Pikeville, a little place called Ford's Branch.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, so literally I tell people when you get to Pikeville, you just keep driving through it. You go about 5 miles down the road to a place called Shelbyana, cross the bridge, make a left, and drive up the side of the mountain.
What's the one demographic or that monumental
Hatfield McCoys?
Is there something there that you if you're driving to get to Pikeville, what's that one scene or that would identify the town?
Well, I mean, the Pikeville cut through, but not a whole lot of people are going to know about that. I mean, a lot of people know about Hatfields and McCoys from back home, but I don't know. I mean, there's just a lot of elements to back home because it's not just about the city. I mean, there's a lot of hollers. I mean,
well, if you say, we drive up the mountain, I mean, yeah, it's a holler.
Literally,
right?
It's on the side. Yeah, literally, it's on the side of a mountain I grew up in.
So let's talk about your journey here to Louisville. When, how, all that good stuff.
Without getting into a huge amount of details, long story short, church brought me here. I was going to church for a while, and I was playing country music in the church. We played country music on Saturday nights there, and kind of like as an outreach. And then, of course, we do gospel on Sundays. And then I got to where I was playing in jamborees, and then I worked with a guy named Todd Bodenheimer. He got me into doing the restaurants, and then finally got to where I was performing in the bars. And so now I do, long story short, I do nursing homes, facilities during the day, and I do restaurants and bars at night.
There you go.
I stay busy. I guess it's a 14-show week.
Nice.
Oh, wow.
Wait a minute. Keep you busy.
14-show week?
Yeah, I had 4 shows yesterday. I had 2 30-minute shows,
wait, listen,
one 1-hour show, and then
So you're 2 shows a day. Is that your average? Duh, obviously with the math. But 14 shows a week.
Not on average. This is a heavy week.
Well, I know, but
this week, 14 shows.
Now, Erik, I've got to see him part of a foursome at the Levee. Tell us about that, how that all came about, because that's a killer gig you all do there.
It's a lot of fun. So backtracking a little bit, me, a guy named Chase Skinner, and a guy named Rob Moppin did a trio at Nirvana. I don't know, it was a year or less ago, maybe. And it was a lot of fun. It was the first time I had got to meet Chase, and I think me and Rob knew each other at the time. But then us 3 became friends, and I already knew Josh Bogard. And so one night, Chase and Rob were playing at Levee, and so Josh and I were invited down there to just sing along with them. And then they were like, "Yeah, let's book all 4 of you." And so we just, it's laid back. It's a lot of fun. We throw some originals and throw some covers in there, and just have a lot of fun, a lot of camaraderie.
And that gig's kind of like in the round type thing where, and that whole Nashville way of doing things, it's a great format.
What is it? There's a name for it, though, right?
Well, it's in the round.
But there is also
Chase was referring to it just as like a Nashville night,
Yeah. What Lucy? What is that? He's used that word.
I don't know. I mean, it's got a loose format, I guess. I mean, because it's not like where one person will take a song and then it has to go down the line. I mean, sometimes it kind of jumps around, but it's just about having fun and putting out good music. And we all do country, or we're all a little different.
I'd say that all 4 of y'all are very different in what you do. I've gotten to see Rob and see Josh. I've jammed with both of them too, and I mean, some great players. And I can't wait to check you out. So where are you playing next? 14 shows this week. So when I'm not in a nursing home yet.
Though my kids has sworn once I get of age, they are putting me in a nursing home.
Well, and I'll come entertain you.
Okay, there. Until
free show.
Exactly, free.
Yeah. So we did one earlier today. But as far as the public shows this week, tomorrow night I've got Blind Squirrel from 6 to 10, and that's with a duo I do called the Good Old Boys of J-Town.
So tomorrow night, that would be Wednesday.
Yeah, Wednesday.
Friday night going down to Bardstown, me and John Hager.
Yeah,
cool.
At the 3rd Street Tap House.
He's pretty good.
Yeah.
a little bit.
He's not bad. And then Saturday night, once again, with Good Old Boys of J-Town at the J-Town Moose Lodge. Show starts at 8 o'clock. So.
Real quick, you also have original music.
Yes.
Let's talk about that real quick.
Okay. So I've got a lot of original material, and I'm starting to bring out more and more of the stuff I've wrote over the years, but I'm writing new ones now. I just wrote one called Designated Drinker. That was the newest one I wrote.
That is politically correct.
It's like you wrote you write right to my heart, man.
I was reading your bio on Facebook. So we wrote one called Sad, Drunk, and Lonely.
Is this whole album about me?
So
Ghostwriter.
Now, as a note from myself, like I haven't drunk anything in over 13 months.
Congratulations.
So, but before that, I mean, like I said, I would have probably been thrown down with you really heavily.
He would have been part of the first shot.
Right.
Yeah,
and the
I'd be on the 4th or 5th right now.
Nice.
So, but I love to sing about drinking, because there's a lot of memories there, and it's not all bad. I mean, there was good in it.
Of course
there was bad
not.
in it.
No.
I'm not going to act like I didn't have any fun doing it.
Right.
But I love the songs. Like one of the songs that he's going to play here in a little bit is called "Blame It on Hank," and it's just if you're at the bar, you're having too much fun. And whatever, and somebody's like, what are you doing? Blame it on Hank, and
Right.
it's got a lot of references actually to Hank Jr. songs.
I listened to it today, and I liked it. So he's making a reference, and actually what we're doing, Erik, and I'll share this with Lip Nation. All of our guests, we do segments with musicians. If they have original music, for the upload to our worldwide venue or medium, I'm adding an original tune that they have asked or have agreed to let us add to, and so that'll be part of the bonus on the podcast upload. So what else?
So just real quick, how they can access the music. Of course, you can listen to it for free on YouTube. You can look it up under Doug Pinson. I think it's Topics is where the CD is found, or Doug Pinson, Get Your Boots On. You can find it on Spotify, and you can also find it on CD Baby, and that's where you can purchase it. And you can also go on my website, DougPinsonOfficial.com.
So we can share that website
I
right
had
now.
a CD before that I had wrote called Lonely Tears. The company that that produced it no longer is in existence, but somebody bought the CD recently off of Amazon, so you can still get it. Eventually, I'll have it uploaded on CD Baby as well.
So we're talking about your journey here to Louisville. When did you make it here, or make it to Louisville, and when did we start seeing you?
Okay, so long story short, I came here probably close to 10 years ago.
10 years ago.
But I was not performing actively at the time. I started, actually in the church is where I learned how to play with a band.
Right on.
So, I mean, the man that was there, we wrote a lot of songs together. I used to play lead guitar and fiddle during the live
Oh, really?
shows. I would flip back
fiddle.
and forth.
Wow.
Cool.
Now I've really just specialized in the rhythm guitar mainly because it's really about the song.
Right.
So it's really where I focus my energies at. But, I was working a full-time job, and then I started doing the music, and it got to the point where I was working a 40-hour week plus 20 shows a month. And it was killing me.
It weighs on you.
Long story short, my boss let me go, and I took the unemployment that I had, and I started pitching nursing home gigs, and now I do music full time.
14
I'm glad to hear
times
it.
a week.
I pick up a lot of new work. It's crazy. I'm trying to schedule family time in there somewhere.
So we were talking about some of the new songs, and obviously from the titles, it sounds like you're a great storyteller. And from what I've heard, you definitely are. When are we going to see another album? Is this something in the works, or is this?
So I'm going Tuesday to Nashville to speak to this producer and try to establish a time frame, to get like a 4 to 5 song EP released. You know what I mean? Because in this digital age, man, I mean, you can put out an entire album, but I mean, there's a lot of people that are making it successfully singles at a time.
Yeah.
And when you count from a budget standpoint, it's more cost effective to release 4 or 5 songs at a time. I mean, especially if you've got something that you believe in, you don't have to release 12 songs.
No.
All it takes is one.
Right.
When a lot of those 12-song LPs could be 20 or 24 songs that you've written, and you're cutting it down
still
to
cutting, right.
make an album,
Right.
and then still only 5 of those might be streamed heavily now in this whole streaming world.
Right.
It's nuts. I didn't grow up with this. I don't think any of us did, and we're learning to adapt, right?
If you go back quite a ways, you know, they did an A side and a B side. So I mean, there's not things are kind of coming around in a lot of ways, you know.
Just a different medium.
Do you do 12-inch remixes, Doug?
I plead the fifth.
You're not familiar with 12-inch remixes?
Yeah. Did I miss something here?
Well, no, I'm just, it's...
I was just making.
Well, it'd be cool if he added a lot of, turned one of his, songs about you into a 12-inch,
So anyway, what's the song that we're going to hear coming up here on the uploads? What's the name of it again?
This is Blame It on Hank.
Blame It on Hank. I'm looking forward to hearing that. Definitely looking forward to see you. Plenty of opportunities to see you this week. Of any age, apparently. You can go see Doug Pinson. Looking forward to that. Where can we find you? Obviously, the DougPinsonOfficial.com. Let's get that up there.
Yeah. All your social media.
So on Facebook, the easiest way to find me, and I do have a private page under Douglas Pinson. I don't have that hidden, but Doug Pinson Official. I've got other pages, but Doug Pinson Official is my main Facebook music page.
Awesome. Well, definitely can't wait to see you out there again. The good old boys of J-Town, your full band, which has some...
Doug Pinson, Route 23.
Route 23. That, and the hitters in this band, I mean, so we have Hager.
John Hager.
Corey Haim.
Good
grief.
Joey Thompson.
Oh, God. Joey?
And Kelly Thompson.
Wow.
Yeah.
So Joey's part of this too?
Yeah.
He's a friend of the show.
I mean, like him and John, they light it up, and I just sit there.
Yeah, they're great.
It's a lot of fun. And it's neat, too, because John has a different singing style than me, so
Right.
it's two different, it brings two different
I can't
flavors.
wait to see Doug Pinson Route 23. I'm looking forward to that.
We've got June 30th at Diamonds.
St. Matthews?
St. Matthews.
So June 30th, Diamond Pub and Billiards in St. Matthews, 3814 Frankfurt Avenue. Make sure you're checking this out. That's going to be a hell of a show. Dude, so great to meet you. Looking forward to everything. Congratulations on your boss firing you.
Crazy.
Best thing that ever happened.
Destiny.
Congratulations on 13 months sobriety.
Yeah,
and definitely, dude, anytime, feel free to come back and just hang out with us anytime.
Yeah.
Well, I walked up to that barroom door. Yeah, I'd been here so many times before, but tonight I was gonna get wild as a rebel, yeah. I got my boots on, woman gone, time to get my buzz on. Ain't got time to be worried about the crack of dawn. Might as well know I'm ready to raise some hell. Where the door swang open and the band was smoking. They were pouring Jack Daniels on a 2-for-1 token. 8-ball rack 'em up, baby, I'm ready to play. Neon lights, barroom fights, the sweet looking honey got me feeling alright. Man, you know I wouldn't have it any other way. I blame it on Hank. I said blame it on the honky tonks. Blame it on the all-night beer. I feed 'em up, throw 'em down country songs. Well, I can't be held accountable, so bartender, won't you pour me another drink? I blame it on Hank. Well, tonight we're gonna get right again. Country batty, and if happens that they should lock me up, and I stand before that judge and he says, boy, do you have anything to say for yourself? And I say, yes sir, I do. I'll blame it on Hank. Yeah, blame it on the honky-tonks. Blame it on the all-night gear. I feed 'em up on now country songs. Well, I can't be held accountable. Bartender, won't you pour me another drink? I'll blame it on Hank. Yeah, blame it on Hank.
From Baxter's 942 and worldwide on iTunes, Google Play, and now iHeartRadio. This is Shooting from the Lip Live. I'm Erik McEwen, and a special guest co-host for the segment, temporarily, Mr. Greg Unthank. How are you? You're back.
Hey, man. And it's not Erik McEwen, it's Johnny Fever. I remember some other names from that show. Johnny Fever.
Oh, man. Man, if I could have Lonnie Anderson running around, man, I'd be in heaven.
I was looking around. Where's Lonnie? I need some coffee. I need a
Nessman.
So Greg, man, I'm so glad you're back here hanging out with us once again.
Absolutely.
And you brought some buddies.
I did.
Yeah.
I did.
So let's talk about.
Actually, some guys, they let me hang out with them.
Okay, I'm sure that's not the case, but who do we have here?
Well, we have
collectively.
We have collectively Bleu Phonque, which is the band I've been blessed enough to play with for the last 2 years. We've written a CD.
Yeah.
And it is out. It is
out.
It's out. We're promoting the CD, and we have a CD release party Saturday at Diamonds.
The Diamond Pub Concert Hall.
Concert Hall, yes. It's,
so this Saturday, what's
Saturday.
the date? Because
19th.
The 19th,
Yeah.
May 19th, Diamond Pub Concert Hall, 630 Barrett Avenue. Is going to be the Bleu Phonque releasing and anybody else on the bill with you?
We have the Revelators.
Wow.
A great band playing with us. They have original music as well, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So we
Raw
have
Pickett, all veteran musicians, you know.
Rick Kane.
Man, I can't wait to go see
It's gonna be
those
a
guys
fun
too.
night, man. We're so happy.
Spoonie.
Yeah.
I bought my first bass from Spoonie at Dixie Music Center.
There you go.
He's still loving it.
That's where I cut my teeth also.
Right, yeah.
Upstairs.
Well, awesome. Yeah, that's how I learned. That's awesome. So, the members of the band, Bleu Phonque, so who are these great people that let you play with them?
Well, these people that let me play with them and sometimes hang out with them is the guy to my right here is Mr. Tony Frank on the bass.
Man.
Tony and I have played together since Hector was a pup. I don't know if you know Hector.
I don't.
He's a big dog now, but he could be a pup. But no, Tony and I have known each other since right outside of high school. Like,
Really?
You know, right out of high school, we were playing together, and
This dog is like 70 years
about
old
10
now.
years.
So it's like, what is it, some kind of Irish wolfhound or something?
It's an old dog. You can't teach him new tricks either.
And to his right,
And that's Mr. Paul McGarry.
Paul McGarry.
Mr. Guitar player Paul McGarry. He has been in the local music scene as well, tearing it up. Blonde Johnson, the name, a band that Paul tore it up with. And Paul's an incredible player, man. I enjoy being on stage. I watch him play, and it's like music shines down on him and flows through him, man, when he's playing that guitar.
It's not just the can lights. It's actual. It's God doing that, right?
That's true.
And to his right,
And to his right is Mr. Johnny Edwards.
Mr. Johnny Edwards. How are you, buddy?
Hey, I'm doing great, man.
Mr. Johnny, he's done a few things.
I've heard about that. We're going to talk about that too. The name of the album, it's a self-titled album, right?
Exactly.
Bleu Phonque.
Bleu Phonque. Not Bleu Phonic, Bleu Phonque.
Yeah.
Bleu Phonque, hold it up there.
I'll be happy to.
It's too dark to see. So,
Isn't it though? We're going to have links to this on our Facebook. We're going to be sharing this as well as the interview, links to where we can get it. So, and it's out right now, Johnny. Is that right?
Yeah. We've got a website. If you can spell it.
So, do you want to clear that up for us?
BleuPhonque.com. BLEUPHONQUE.
Okay.
So that was a ripoff from Del Frisco's. You ever eat there?
I was about ready to ask you where that came from. That's really cool.
They've got that green funk. It's like some kind of, I don't know what's in there, but I've always been a big fan of food products. So
I've been a big fan of food.
So we're going off of the name. And if I'm looking at it, I'm thinking there's going to be some blues and some funk, right?
Hey,
I mean,
that's it, man.
Is that what we're doing here?
Yeah, that sums it up. Paul's this great blues guitar player.
Yeah.
We all love that style, Texas blues style, English blues, you name it. So that's the roots for all of us are in that.
It's all rock and roll, man.
Yeah, and there's a lot of.
That's what it's about, right?
Yeah, we got funky music in there. We got some soul music in there, and we got some straight rock music in there.
So let's talk about the album. There are quite a few tracks on here. And we were talking about with our last guest, Doug Pinson. Different age. A lot of streaming going on right now. People are in different schools about should we just release a few tracks and see if we get traction. Y'all are coming out with a heavy album. It's been 2 years in the making. Is that right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
maybe
plus.
give or take a little
2
bit.
years plus, yeah.
There's a cover on here, but all these songs are original.
Mm-hmm. Correct.
Minus the Marvin Gaye song, which is my favorite. Tony, I bet you had fun with that, didn't you?
It's nowhere near his in every way. Yeah, I have a blast playing that song.
So, gentlemen, Paul, help me with the process of getting to the point now where you got the call, we're doing this act, to where we are right now, a few days before releasing the album. Publicly at Diamond Pub Concert Hall.
Well, I've known Johnny since the late 70s, and he used to save a lot of people's lives that had like these house gigs playing somewhere that they really didn't want to, so to speak. And we'd come into where Buster Brown was playing, and Johnny would give you a guitar and let you do whatever you wanted. Thanks, bro. Saved my life a lot of times. Reignited my soul. So I thought, man, from the first time knowing him, I thought, gosh, I'd love to be in a band with this guy. So all these years later, about 3 years ago, we're actually at Tim Faulkner Art Gallery one night, which is odd that both of us are in there at the same time to hear Greg Martin Group. Lifelong friend of mine since I was 15.
Legendary Kentucky guitar player.
Yeah, definitely a mentor to me and everything. And Johnny asked me what I was doing. I said, well, not a whole lot. And he come back over a few minutes later and said something like, well, I'd like to jam with you. And I mean, that quick, I said, I'm available. No, I'm serious. He's like looking at his phone or something. He goes, well, I'd like to jam with you. And boy, I jumped on it.
Right on.
And this is something Paul McGarry's wanted since he was 20, right here.
There you go. So this is a lifelong dream for you.
Yes.
Come to life.
Our stuff.
Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely.
So, Tony, I got to see you guys play. I think, was this the first show that I saw at the Diamond Pub Concert Hall of you guys? It's the first time I saw you. It was opening.
We've done a couple of shows before that.
This was the Velvet Saints CD release party. Boy, I'm telling you, man, like, I'm a bass player, right?
Right.
And I was with a friend of mine, Greg, Beth. And I look over her, I was like, man, screw this guy. I'm good. I'm good. And I say this all the damn time, especially like guys like our brothers, like Danny Kiley and Paul Bennett. Like, I'm just gonna go take my modulus, I'm gonna put it out in the street and run over it 3 or 4 times, listening to this guy play.
He's selling himself short. I guarantee it.
Yeah. So, man, definitely when I saw this Bleu Phonque, and Beth's like, hey, well, Greg's in the band, Johnny Edwards in the band, and Paul, and I was like, oh gosh, this is great. I hadn't had a chance to hear you play yet. And I'm like, oh geez, this guy, man, you were killing it that night, man. A lot of low end, a lot of pocket stuff, man. You guys are locking in great.
Appreciate that.
So your take on when you get a call and you're like, we're going to name this Bleu Phonque, do you feel like, oh gosh, it's the weight of the world on me now, or are you just like, I'm just going to slide in and just make it groovy?
Well, I'll tell you, I'd heard a couple of their songs before I joined the band. Greg played them for me.
Oh, yeah?
And I fell in love with this song, Unbreakable. It hit me like a ton of bricks.
And that's track 2 on the album.
Yeah, I love the tune. And Greg called me. I was outside working on the yard, and when he told me about the band, I walked out of the garage pale. I was like, told my wife, I said, I got an audition with a band Greg's in. And she said, okay. I said, you don't understand. I've been a fan of that singer since I was a kid. I mean, I went out and bought every album that I knew he was on.
Right on.
I was scared to death to go over and play with Johnny. And then, I had met him with Buster Brown, a nice guy. And then we get over there and we start to play, and Paul starts warming up. I almost left at that point. I'm sitting there going, this guy's already met his note quota for the month. And he's just warming up, and he's talking to me while he's doing this. I thought there is no way they're going to hire me. I'm the wrong guy for the job. I'm a country player. I played country for 25 years. I ain't got a shot, but I'm going to make fun with this. Let's have a blast. So about 4 songs in, he asked me what my schedule was like, and I said, oh wow. So been having a blast since then, man. I tell you, when you get to play with Greg Unthank, you're as a bass player know, and you get to lay a rhythm behind these two.
Yeah,
man, if you can't have fun, there's something wrong.
Man, I've had the pleasure of playing with Mr. Unthank quite a few times, and I don't think of it lightly, man. We had a lot of fun playing together, and thank you so much for all that. So coming over to Mr. Edwards, is this your dream? I mean, is this your conception that this band, is this something that you conceived, or is this or kind of walk me through the process from where you decided to do this act to where we are right now?
Yeah, so it's kind of ironic. It started here and traveled out west and left Louisville for years and years and years, and then finally, circled back around, and here I am with what I think I should have been doing from day one. So it took me a long time to get here, but I finally made it. So you're super happy. God, the direction is everything that I ever wanted, and you get sidetracked in life. You go off on tangents,
right?
And so I'm just happy. That's one thing. The music business has changed a lot. You don't see bands pursuing record deals so much. It's more of a do-it-yourself environment now, which has its downside, but it has its upside too. So you can record your own music and put it out there, and people can hear it.
I'm really looking forward to I'm glad you brought that up. But let's, and if you don't mind, for the people that are listening to us worldwide, which now we're lucky that they're doing here, Johnny Edwards is a legendary singer from Louisville, Kentucky. And correct me if I'm wrong, Buster Brown, Montrose.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Foreigner.
Yeah.
And am I leaving anything out before we're here at Bleu Phonque?
Royal Jelly.
Well,
yeah.
Wild Horses.
Thank you.
King Cobra.
Mm-hmm. King Cobra, yes.
He's done it.
But he didn't have.
I did mention tangents. I said I went on tangents, so there you go.
So we're definitely we're glad that you made the circuitous route back to Louisville, Kentucky, and I think everybody across the table from me is too. So this is what you wanted to put out, right? This is something that is your concept. You obviously have some of the best, most legendary players in Louisville.
Yeah, I mean, Paul and I are writing these songs together, everything on there, and then we get the songs basically in their rough form. Then we bring them into the rehearsal room, and Greg and Tony fill everything in, and we do all the arranging in the rehearsal room. So it's a group effort, and we share everything.
So we're looking at about, what was this, 11, 12 tracks on this album, 10 or 11 of original. The writing process you just ran us through. The rehearsal room, where do we get to the studio? Is this something that was backed, or is this something that was done independently?
Well, we just have a lot of friends. We're lucky that way. And one of those friends is Steve Wilson. And so we've been lifelong friends. Steve with Paul, they go way back.
Yeah.
And so, Steve has a studio that has been launching for the last couple of years. And he moved into a new space, and he was like, man, it'd be great to have a band in here to record. So we did it with Steve in his studio. It's over, off Almond Avenue over there.
That's where I grew up.
Uh-huh.
Oh, shoot, that's where you live over by there, don't you?
That's where I grew up too.
Yeah. Right on. I grew up right off
Boyd Park.
Yep, that's where I grew up. Right
I lived in
on.
there when I was a kid. So my wife.
I wanted to step in and say, Kevin has kind of ribbed us a little bit about how long it's taken to
Yeah, and on the way here, I'm hearing about somebody spending $250,000 on an album and then one song, and it didn't make it, so it got dropped from the label immediately. So
But our 2 years of doing this, it seems like 2 years and maybe 3 months, because we had so much fun doing this. It didn't matter, man. We just kept on it, and we just being creative with these guys and creating what we have. It doesn't matter how long it takes, because we were just having fun doing it, man.
So how many songs are on the cutting room floor?
We've got a few.
Well, we finished the actual tracking of this a year ago.
Really?
So we've written a bunch of songs since then. We're ready to go on to the next one.
So, thank you for the segue into my next question. What's coming up next? I mean, are we touring
songs,
worldwide with this? Or are we,
No.
What are we doing?
Man, we just want to have fun around Louisville.
Right. Yeah.
Pick up whatever shows we can.
Right.
I think the idea of going out on the road is too far-fetched for us.
In this climate, probably. I think you're right.
Yeah, and we all have jobs and obligations, and it just seems like it's not really the right thing to do.
But you can keep writing great music.
Right, and keep recording it, and there's just a lot of opportunity around Louisville that I didn't know was there. When we first got together, we're like, God, where are we going to play? There's nowhere to play. And before you know it, we've got all kinds of festival things coming up. And clubs and all kinds of cool stuff.
So anything confirmed that we can go ahead and talk about this summer coming up?
Well, we're playing the St. Agnes Carnival, which is the mother of all Catholic festivals.
It is the mother. Of them, definitely.
That's right.
Yeah.
And we got we're playing the Rob Fest.
Yeah.
We're going to probably do the Murph Fest coming up in November. So there's
what's the one down the street that we done last year?
Nirvana's
coming up.
Yeah, Highlands, Belknap.
The Belknap Fest, we're doing that.
There's a lot.
Stevie Ray's. We're doing Stevie Ray's.
We're playing all the regular stuff too.
Pizza Hall.
Yeah, Nirvana's and.
I do have a question.
BleuPhonque.com you can find on the calendar.
And I'm looking at it right now.
What is, the over and under Vegas odds that this Saturday at the CD release that Johnny breaks out the spandex?
Come on, man. We'll be on Great Day Live this Thursday morning, too.
I never go anywhere without them, bro.
Right, no spandex.
I got them on right now.
10 o'clock, Great Day Live.
Just saying, he kills the spandex.
There's a reason that Kevin Hale was not on this segment.
I wasn't going to tell you about the pair that I've got that are pink. Remember that era in the 80s, early 80s?
You had to have them.
I tried some on, and they said, no, take them off.
So May 17th, I'm looking at the calendar right now. May 17th on Great Day Live on WHAS. May 19th is the Bleu Phonque CD release party at the Good grief. You think I've played there enough? Diamond Pub Concert Hall, 630 Barrett Avenue. Doors are at 7. The Revelators with Rick Kane, Mr. Pickett, and Spoonie. At 8, Bleu Phonque is slated to go on at 9:30. How late are we going to go here, guys? Are we doing the album front to back? Are we going to hear anything that's maybe not on the album?
Yeah.
Any surprises?
Oh, yeah.
You don't have to tell me what they are. I just want to know if they're surprises.
Oh, yeah.
Probably played about 11.
Yeah.
Nice.
Any chance to hear, I want to know what love means?
No.
All right, Kevin, there's
no,
a reason you're not on the segment right now. May 26th, it was
I don't know that song.
just the next
I don't
week.
play that song.
The next week after May 19th, a week later at Club Nirvana down here in the Highlands of Louisville, Kentucky. And then looks like we have a lot. Go to bluephonque.com. Paul, if you could help us spell that one more time just for people.
That would be a pleasure. It's BLEU, like the blue cheese. I'm going to help you remember it. And Phonque is PHONQUE. 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 See, I'll help you remember. You can hear that in your kind of like
Sure can.
How I smell after again.
BluePhonque.com. That's where you could find the calendar. You can see videos. You can read bios on the members of the band. You can actually get the CD. And the CD will be available for sale this Saturday.
Yep.
And we invite everybody in the Lip Nation. Show up. Show your support for some great local talent, some great local music, and another great album. And this is Shooting from the Lip approved. We definitely tell you to get out there and buy this record. We're looking forward to it. I'm going to be there. I have a gig early that night. You know what? They'll be okay without me. I'm showing up. There's tons of bass players in town. They'll be fine. I'm going to be there. Kevin Hale's going to be there. We're going to have more of the Lip Nation there with us. We're looking forward to it, guys. Thank you so much. And we're looking forward to the next album that apparently is written.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Well on the way.
I'm just going to put that out there for you guys. All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Edwards, Mr. McGarry, Mr. Frank, and once again, my brother, Mr. Unthank. Man, thank you so much.
Thank you.
This has been Bleu Phonque on Shooting from the Lip live from Baxter's 942.
No need to plead a moan.
from Baxter's 942 in the Highlands of Louisville, Kentucky, and worldwide on iTunes, Google Play, and now iHeartRadio. This is Shooting from the Lip Live. I'm Erik McEwen. Right next to me, Mr. Kevin Hale, and...
Been a fun night so far.
Dude, I mean, you serious?
Yeah.
Good
Dope,
grief.
man.
Yeah.
And
Guess who we have here?
Keeps getting
Gooder. To my right.
Staying gooder.
Did you just say Yucky Monster?
Thank you, Yucky Monster.
Oh my gosh, you're playing with freaking chips now. Gosh.
Well, I was, in my defense,
He says Yucky
I've
Monster.
been drinking the Jaeger for equally as long. Even though, well, I don't know about equally as long, but pretty
But
close.
he says Yucky Monster.
Speaking of Jaeger, thanks for the
Ladies and
shot.
gentlemen, Mr. Josh Logan.
Josh Logan. What's up?
I feel bad that you guys aren't in the video.
It's fine.
Turn it landscape because
No.
I don't want to be in it.
It's not about us. They can
No.
hear us,
Well,
but
I
it's
feel
about
like
you.
my gut. I mean, it's not been very becoming. I should have to sit up straight.
Or lay on the table.
Josh, man, I'm glad you're here.
Yeah, we're glad.
Good to be here.
I've gotten to hang out with you a little bit here and there the last few weeks. We've had a couple gigs where we've been either on the same stage or opposite stages in different clubs. I'm liking this guy. This dude is a real deal.
Smooth,
And
man. Smooth.
he's not just a voice, dude. This
He's an
cat
asshole.
can. This dude can
Wait, wait.
play guitar.
Speaking of, whatever.
And this dude can play guitar, man, and it's great. So,
Thanks, man.
Dude,
Appreciate that.
I'm glad you're here tonight, sitting in with Mr. Kevin Cummings. That doesn't suck, does it?
No. It's funny because I was the first dude that they had do this scenario when Kevin started having special
Really?
guests because he needed help because he's not interesting. He's not going to see this, is he? He's going to tear me up later. Anyway, hopefully he's not watching this right now, and if he is, he'll let me know when he gets here.
Yeah.
No, I was the first dude that came, and I think 6 or 7 people came to that show, and it was a really good show. Those 6 people will tell you. So tonight, if we get 8 people, this is going to be.
Well, the good thing is
insane.
there are 11 in there right now.
At least.
There you go. We're
At least.
already peaked out.
Yeah, this is going to be
Guys,
great.
come get a seat. Seats are running thin.
So, you're not from Louisville.
Can you tell?
Northeastern guy.
Well, I mean, and for the people that are listening to the upload, go check out the Facebook video. He's wearing a 50 Cent shirt right now because how many
This ain't
times
50s.
have you been shot?
Oh, shit. No. I'm just very religious. That's my holy shit.
All right,
Tupac.
Swiss cheese, man. So, so give us a little bit. Where are you from?
New England. I just say New England because no one really. A lot of people think that's like UK. Like, oh, that's wrong. New England. That's wonderful. Like, no.
But it's outside of
Not
Boston.
even close. I wish.
Right? Isn't it?
No, New England's the
No. I'm talking where he's
Yeah,
actually from is outside of Boston.
Yeah, it's New Hampshire. Actually, it's Manchester, New Hampshire, which
Okay.
no one knows where that is. But actually, then you think Manchester, England, and then they continue to go, oh, wow, it's wonderful.
Oh, they have a good football club.
Yeah, right? Football's like soccer, right?
Are you going to the wedding?
They don't call it soccer over here.
So New Hampshire.
Yeah.
Right on. So, so are you excited about the royal wedding Saturday? Sorry.
Will you be there?
So you
I am
grow
excited
up,
about
you grew
it.
up in New Hampshire.
Very excited about this.
Why country music?
Oh, I hate country music. I'm just kidding. I don't hate it, but I don't like it either. I'm not a country singer at all.
Yeah, I mean, I don't perceive him as
You
a
get lumped into that, and
I like
I'm
that
sorry.
Yes, though. I like the question. It's good. I want to feel it. Why country music? Because my wife-to-be is a country singer, and I need to be open-minded.
Yeah.
That's the best answer I can give you right now.
Happy wife.
Suck ass, right?
But the truth is, the songs that I've heard you sing that I like are not country tunes. Man. They're not. But you do sing great country music. But
I've learned a lot since I've been here. I mean, I never really understood the whole idea behind what country was doing because I don't think country knew what it was doing for a while there, and I still have a feeling that it doesn't know what it's doing.
They're still working
It's
on
trying
it.
to be like, am I an 80s rock band or am I a hip-hop artist? I don't know what I'm doing.
Well, let's be Whitesnake with a pedal steel.
But it's cool. I can dig it. 80s rock. I mean, I grew up on 80s rock. Who didn't? Well, a lot of people didn't, actually.
I did.
I did. So it's easy for me to, like, hear that stuff. And ever since Chris Stapleton showed up, that's when I was like, okay, I think I can find a niche in this industry, in that realm, like a southern rock or like bluesy kind of rock.
Well, I'm glad you bring that up. It's like a segue. Where are you in for me, as you know, I'm a rock. I love all kinds of music, but I love the old outlaw alternative country. And when I get to see Sturgill Simpson win the Grammy, it was big for me.
Yeah.
I don't play his music, but I'm a big fan. So the new state of country music, where I see the trending going, where the Academy's starting to recognize and things like that, where are you with that? Or are you just like, hey man, where's Nashville represented in all this?
Man, I have such a awful, cynical view of the music industry, probably because I haven't been uber successful with it, because it's a difficult thing to break into, to be as successful as you want to be without having the money. It really comes down to financial backing. That, and then second, I would say like a quality song, like a good song, like one good song, and then the rest of them can suck after that. No, you know, if you're producing good music, you can't deny that. Eventually, it's gonna strike a nerve with somebody, and you're going to get to where you need to be. But, you know, I'm still plugging away. Okay. I'm still hopeful, and I enjoy it. As far as Nashville, we were there for like 6 months, and, man, hats off to all those cats playing 5 hours a night straight.
It's a grind.
For a tip jar. It's insane.
It's a grind out there.
Insane. God bless them.
But
I'm too old to do that.
Let's talk about the grind and what you're doing with it. Right now, you're in Louisville. You're working the grind.
Yeah.
Playing gigs.
Yeah.
And you're killing it. I caught a brief solo performance of you in passing, and you're working that loop pedal.
Yeah. That's been my bread and butter, man.
Man, that was cool, man. You're killing it on the guitar.
Well, you know,
it's seamless with it.
It really is.
Sometimes.
No,
sometimes the Jägermeister.
It's really
ruins the whole shit.
And thank you for not saying yucky monster.
I didn't. I used
Thank you. I appreciate that. You're dealing with me here now.
But Chip likes that. Chip
I know. I'm well aware.
Lovely lad.
How many Chip Adams, takes are we going to have?
I'm not gonna. Keep saying it.
Okay.
Chip Adams.
He works on my bases, man.
I love Chip.
He subs me out like I love him.
He subs you.
Like I get a sub gigs, man. I love him.
What the? You go back to the loop.
So the loop thing. Yeah. I didn't, I left my whole 5-piece band and everything I know in New England probably 4.5 years ago, almost 5, to chase Olivia Henken down here, who was. I thought she was behind me.
Not yet.
Is she here?
Not yet.
All right. She's gonna be here eventually. That's what she's looking for. And I had to figure out what I was going to do. I could play solo, or I was like, I had the loop thing going on, but it had to be developed, And over the past 4 or 5 years, I've been become very comfortable with it because I've really had no choice.
Well, I mean, the loop pedal is an instrument in of itself. From what my experience of it, I suck at it.
How many? Tell me, educate me. How many loops are you creating?
3. 3 most of the time.
3.
Yeah,
okay.
And I got it separated and panned in a particular way so that I could beatbox and then loop that on the right side, and that's one channel. And then I got my bass simulator that I kick on. That's 2.
How does that go?
I don't do the bass. I play it. And then he's trying to get me like a Seinfeld thing. All right, and then the guitar is the 3rd one, and I can stop and start them all together or individually, which is a wonderful thing. And then I have a harmonizer like Kevin uses just for my backup harmonies and stuff like that. And it sounds like a 3-4 piece band.
So you're a one-man show right now.
I make all the money.
Exactly.
You don't have to pay.
He's like,
we'll travel.
One for you, one for you. He's looking in the mirror going, one for you, one for you, one for you.
So you briefly brought up, chasing your way down here to Louisville. How'd you make it to Louisville? Not like you made it in Louisville, but I mean, how did you get down here?
It was a pain in the ass.
VH1 behind us.
No, it was it was a process, man, because we were in Gallatin, Tennessee before I was here, and I had to literally do the U-Haul. I had a Honda CR-V that I put a trailer hitch on. No joke. And I was like, how much weight can I pull in this? And it was a 2009, I bet.
It's a 4-cylinder.
And it's probably up for you.
And I went like the long way, like mountainous, crazy
Ozark
shit.
Mountains.
I don't even know where the hell I was. I just said, Siri, get me to Tennessee, and then she took me. But anyway, I had like almost 3,000 pounds strapped to the back of the CRV,
Good
which is
Lord.
probably just as much as the damn car weighs.
Yeah,
and
more.
I luckily got there, and then we had to move all that shit here from Tennessee. So, long story short, just took a lot of manpower and determination and.
So Manchester.
Okay. No, I'm just kidding. It didn't take any.
Manchester, New Hampshire, Gallatin, Tennessee, Nashville, or Gallatin, Texas, Nashville, Tennessee, Louisville, Kentucky. Why settle in Louisville?
I have no choice. No.
Let's talk about it.
Well, Olivia's family's all based here, and we had visited a couple times before I actually made the whole move. And I was like, I love the feel of it. I love the people. Everyone's so friendly. And if you come from New England, no offense to my New England folk, I love you very much. It's very endearing the way that we are to one another. But it's just different. Can I just say that? It's safe to say that. When you come down here and someone says at the grocery store to you, how you doing today? If you said that up north, you'd probably be like, what's your fucking problem? You know? But here, they genuinely want to know how you're doing. You're like, I'm doing great, man. How you doing? You know? But
There's probably some parts of town that you would get that same reaction.
Well, you might be right about that.
But they're not around here.
They're not around here.
Well,
So, what's new with Josh right now? Anything that we're looking forward to other than tonight here at Baxter's 942 in the Highlands?
so many irons in the fire right now.
Can we talk a little bit about it?
I'm juggling bands. Like, it's good. I feast or famine, man. And when I first came here, I didn't have a lot of things going on. I was trying to make friends, but I got the solo thing. Me and Olivia got a duo thing. We're calling the Jolivia duo.
And you're talking about Olivia.
Henken, yeah.
Do we Olivia?
The chick I'm gonna marry.
Yeah. Joe Livia.
Okay, Olivia Henken.
know.
Oh yeah, that girl from Louisville. Like, yeah,
The one that everyone likes more than me. That one.
Exactly.
Right? You guys
that
went on the show and you're just trying to be nice and have me.
The one that was on the news a few years ago all the time.
Yeah, he was going to be
her.
he was our proxy to having Olivia on tonight, but that just didn't work out.
Well, no, she's here. Don't worry, she's coming, guys. Relax. And then we got a 5-piece band that we do. That's the Jolivia band, and then we also got a new 7-piece act called the Mixers that we're doing like big crazy corporate events. That's her sister in that mix too. So it's Lindsay Henken, Olivia Henken, myself, but all three singing and mixing it up. It's just big melodies.
Oh, wow. Okay.
It's just a lot of music, if you will. You know, trying to get paid.
When you and Olivia get into an argument, do you play that's why your sister's better than you?
Damn.
It's just it's
No, but funny. I'm not going to take it there because we're live. No.
God, no.
No, never. And that's,
nothing
that's
is
not even-
off the table on our show. That's why it's called shooting from
When I
the
first said I would do- well, you know how egos are in musicians and singers. in
Yes,
general.
we do.
So I said there will be no egos in this band. The moment that there is a problem, it's done. You know, and there hasn't been. We all get along great. We have a sick rhythm section, and thus far, smooth sailing, folks. But there's one more thing that Erik's really excited about too, and it's my 3-piece act. It's called 3.1. I got with Chip Adams on the bass and Donnie Highland on the drums, and we're working on that right now. And that's kind of like
Hey, Josh, have you met Mr. Paul Colligan
it's
over
a
here
groovy,
before?
What's up, man? Yeah, of course I have. Good to see you.
Got you a part?
Yeah, of course. I know, and I played Stevie Wonder with y'all, I think.
Yeah, he's my drummer, by the way.
Oh, righteous, yeah.
So,
He's tasty too. I've heard him. Yeah. You both are. But Chip and Donnie drugged me and dragged me into a rehearsal space.
Chip
They were
and
like, you play with us now. And I was
Chip
like,
and Donnie are one of the sickest rhythm sections in
I love them,
Louisville, man. They're
And
so good. I have so much to learn from Chip.
They're pretty damn cool.
Have Polly.
I'm lucky to have them. And we're gonna do some funky original / like B-side cover stuff, you know.
Nice.
Not the typical like top 40. Oh, you can walk down the street and every band's gonna play this damn side list. Which
Right.
I'm not very hip on. I don't like that.
Are you going to be a musician's band?
Not 100%.
Right.
Hey, look at that guy. It's the first time I've ever seen him in a room. I swear to God. In real life? Yeah, in real life. We text message and we do Messenger a lot, but I've never seen him in person. This is
Ladies and gentlemen, he's referring to Mr. Zach Longoria.
Longoria is here.
Yeah. Business is going to be picking up in a little later.
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
this is going to get stupid.
Look at me and shit. This is crazy.
This is our journey. All right.
All right. Well, looking forward to everything coming up with you right now. Tonight here at Baxter's 942, you're playing with Kevin Cummings. What are we looking forward to tonight?
Don't remind me. Is he here yet? Where the hell is he?
No, Kevin never shows up until 9:59 and 80 seconds after.
He's waiting.
Yeah, he's streaming this
He's
live.
like that mother until he gets out here.
So what are we looking forward to tonight?
Honestly, the best part about playing with Kevin is that you don't need a plan. You just show up and then we just kind of wing it.
That's true.
And winging it, I think, is genuinely better than having a plan.
I think that the audience enjoys that more too.
Yeah, because
They're singing from the lip.
yeah, singing.
Oh, hey.
Maybe. Trademark.
So if you sing it from your house, that'd be a bad place.
Domain
Legal
names,
Zoom.
domain names.
But yeah, I think the mistakes are just as good as the
Absolutely.
music itself.
Yeah.
It's all the good stuff in the mistakes.
And there will be absolutely no mistakes tonight here at Baxter's 942. Josh Logan with Mr. Kevin
Hey,
Cummings.
real quick though, shout out to my New Hampshire band, JLB, the Josh Logan band. I love you guys. You're the fucking OGs. You're the real deal.
OGs.
That's it. Sorry.
All right.
So let's talk about the Josh Logan band.
That shirt is OG. Isn't it?
That shirt is 50 Cent.
It's not 50 Cent. Oh my gosh.
We love you. It's all love, man. But
The JLB.
definitely looking for, yeah, so JLB is no JL in the B.
Well, the B is up north is all it is. If you, we were talking about music where you can find it, man. Spotify, just type my name in there, and the newest one, the Good Times EP. That's where you all should go and check out Good Times.
Okay.
Inspiration, Sorry, Bad Decisions.
So
Those
we
are the four.
can find all of this on Spotify right now. Anything new coming up as far as original music?
I have a lot of inspiration as of lately. Haven't put anything together, but I feel something brewing. I'm getting married on June 30th.
So you
as you might know, yeah, it's right around the corner. So it's
a little over a month.
lot of my focus is going on that, and her focus.
6 weeks.
That's
6 weeks.
Yeah, it's right here.
all right. I don't know. I didn't get an invite.
Yeah, 6 weeks.
Did
What?
I didn't get to say the
I didn't
day.
get an invite.
Well,
I bet you Chip did.
Oh man.
what a
Oh
dick.
man.
I'm saying I'm taking offense to that too. Did any podcast host get
Steve
invited?
O'Reilly did.
Yeah, I bet you Steve
We
O'Reilly.
sent several out to podcast hosts across the nation.
I bet you Tony Vanetti and Dwight Whitten got him.
Bob and Tom are going to be there.
Yeah, Bob.
Okay. So,
Howard
anyway,
Stern.
dude, thank you so much for hanging out with us and letting us mess around with you, dude. This is
I
a
like
lot
it.
of fun, dude. All right. Definitely, for those of you on Facebook Live right now, get down here. See Josh Logan with Mr. Kevin Cummings.
Maybe Olivia Henken too. She was supposed to be on the damn podcast.
Still, she had a plate. She was eating.
Right, let's see if
Maybe we'll get her on later. Maybe.
let's see if we can.
We might do another
Yeah,
segment.
we can do another segment with
You
her
should.
later. Yeah.
You should.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
You just don't want to see us together. Is that what it is? You guys are creepy.
It's
It's happening, guys. Just kidding.
the plan was let's get
Not you guys. It's just Kevin. man.
Kevin married.
let's get Olivia on once he gets on stage.
Anyway,
See what you really think.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, what are you doing? Why are you doing this to yourself?
so we're going to search, as soon as we leave here, we're going to search Josh Logan on Spotify. We're going to hear all the original music. Cool. We're going to stick around tonight and see Josh Logan play with Mr. Kevin Cummings
some
right here.
music too, yeah.
Please do. I will. Right here at Baxter's 942.
Let's pretend the world ain't falling apart. No other place I'd rather be. Let's escape our problems for tonight. Together we can make everything right. I'm here for a good time, not for a long time. I wish I could rewind, spend those long gone days with you. You're always on my mind, sweeter than red wine. Boy, you're such a good time. I'm gonna spend this night with you. We've been having a time of our lives. Let's get crazy, let's get high. Can't believe the way she's looking at me. That's right, and something in her eyes. I'm here for a good time, not for a long time. But I wish I could rewind, spend those long gone days with you. You're always on my mind, and you're sweeter than red wine. Oh, you're such a good time, spending all my nights with you. Now's the time, now's the time, now's the time, the time is now. Now's the time, now's the time, now's the time, the time is now. Get it right, 'cause now's the time. Let's move this party somewhere else. Keep it going till the morning light. I'm here for a good time, not for a long time. I wish I could rewind, spend those long, long days with you. You're always on my mind, sweeter than red wine. Oh, you're such a good time, spending all my nights with you. I'm spending my nights now. Say you're such a good time, I'm spending all my nights with you. Spending well, you're such a good time, spending all my nights with you, yeah.
From Baxter's 942 in the Highlands of Louisville, Kentucky, and worldwide on iTunes, Google Play, and now iHeartRadio. This is Shooting from the Lip Live. I am Erik McEwen. Right across the table from me, my new friend, Miss Olivia Henken. How are you?
I'm doing good. How are you? Worldwide,
good.
huh?
We're worldwide.
My friends,
now.
like, in Jamaica or something.
You got friends in Jamaica? Really?
The voice. No, I have one friend in Jamaica.
One friend in Jamaica. I want to go to Jamaica.
Me too. I'm hoping to take Josh there for our honeymoon, but
Is that what's going to happen?
I don't think so. I think he's going to win it over and go somewhere crazy.
Oh, no.
But we'll see.
Okay, well, cool.
We don't know.
So, hey, we appreciate you stopping by. It's always a pleasure, as always. You have
in the area.
Right. So you're obviously here. Your fiance. And there's
That's how we say it.
Well, there's a French thing going on tonight with Bleu Phonque being here, and they,
Gotcha. Okay.
So we're Johnny.
Glad you filled me in on that.
Yeah, because I say fiance. So definitely, we're talking about his transition here to Louisville. It was a little vague, but it was mainly like he was in a chase to find you. Is this true? Am I?
It might be more like we met on The Voice, and then we wanted to see.
And how long ago was this?
2013.
2013.
Season 5, which they're on like season 25 now, I feel like. So
they do
it was
like 3 a
forever
year.
Ago, so, but I mean, it really was only like 4 years ago. But which is also a long time ago. It still feels like yesterday. But he moved here. We actually moved to Nashville first in June of 2014.
Right.
And then I just couldn't be gone from my real job that long, so I had to come back home for that, and we actually have settled here way better because of gigging for him and jobs for me and all the other adulting things that we have to do nowadays. But we had obviously a good time down there, so we are not opposed to going back one day. But it's better to be in the hometown.
Right, and you are from Louisville proper?
South End.
Girl,
PRP,
me too. Iroquois Park area.
It's more like, where did you go to high school kind of area.
Right.
So
I was born, my first 2 years I lived in Shively.
Okay.
Yeah. I hung out at Longheads a lot.
Heck yeah.
Yeah,
BJ's
man.
now. But
I know. I love
my mom
BJ.
and dad are really good friends with Longhead, so this is the area of town I am from. So,
yeah, and you represent too.
I'm actually born and raised there, and I still live there. So we bought a house like you could throw a stone at PRP. So we're good.
Get out, really?
Yeah.
Nice. Well, cool. So I remember a few years ago we saw some original music from you. Is there, and no disappointment if there's not, because I'm sure your creative juices are always flowing, especially with everything going on right now. Is there anything like that coming up? Or is there?
We're hoping to. Josh and I are actually hoping to do something together and get that out there. And it's just I've done all of my recording in Nashville, so it's kind of hard to not go back to do anymore. But it's just it costs so much money that my savings account's dwindling with the wedding. So I'm like, maybe after the wedding we'll use all that money to make an album or something.
There you go.
But after the honeymoon, we pay that off and then we'll go make an album or something. But he's writing all the time, and obviously when I hear him and I get my creative juices flowing. I don't know if you know Terry Hall. Do you know Terry Hall? He's a good friend of mine, and we wrote a couple things together. So when I get with him, he gets a little crazy. So
nice.
But he brings out the other side of Olivia that people don't get to see very often.
Well, we're looking forward to
funny
that.
Side. So we're hoping to Josh and I both to do some more work with him and get some stuff on some. I was gonna say vinyl, but nobody listens to vinyl anymore. But
that's
what I mean.
all I listen to is vinyl.
I love it. I love it. We listen to it all the time. So.
Yeah. Well, cool. Well, we're looking forward to that. Congratulations on your upcoming nuptials.
Thank you.
Now, and I'm going to take a page off Kevin's book. I yell at him all the time for this. Are we going to see? Are you sitting in tonight?
I don't know. It's Kevin's thing.
That's
so,
right. Okay.
So I guess we'll see. But
knowing Kevin, I'm sure.
Yeah, he'll probably make me get up there. Actually, the last time I saw Kevin sing, I asked him to sing "Turn the Page" by Bob Seger, and he got mad at me that I was the white girl asking for Bob Seger at a show, and I was like, at least I didn't ask for "Sweet Home Alabama." Okay, like,
it could be worse.
With that route, but
Olivia, it was an absolute pleasure to sit and chat with you for just a few minutes. I hope to get to see you soon. Congratulations once again.
Thank you.
Mazel tov.
Mazel tov. We're learning all kinds of words tonight.
I just picked that up today. I'm Southern Baptist, so I have no idea what that means. All right.
I know that's in the Black Eyed Peas song. That's about as far as I go.
All right. Well, have a great time tonight, and we will see you very soon.
All right.
From Baxter's 942 in the Highlands of Louisville, Kentucky, and worldwide on iTunes, Google Play, YouTube, and now iHeartRadio. This is Shooting from the Lip Live. I'm Erik Kevin. Right next to me, Mr. Kevin Hale. And Kevin, who do we have with us?
This is one of my favorite segments of each podcast when we kind of deviate from, business, music. We talk what's trending nationally, or actually locally and nationally around the world. News. A lot of it is political, and we can, we got a couple guys here to talk politics, talk news with us. My man, Zach Longoria, who no-showed us last week, just to get that out of the way. And you were out.
Wasn't my fault.
The wife.
Sometimes
How is she doing,
need to show your worth, man. Sometimes you just need to be like, no.
Yeah. Right. The wife's okay. She good?
Good. No, she's good.
All right. And Mr. Andrew Asher. Ash, what's up?
Hey.
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 All right. We got several topics I want to throw at you guys. First topic, Eric, I want you to start because you brought this to my attention, and I didn't see this video until tonight. Give us the quick
We were
background.
talking about last week. I was really excited. I got an email alert that Childess Gambino is playing in Nashville in October. I'm a big fan. And it seems that like right after that This Is America video dropped. Now, I heard the track, and when I heard the track on Apple Music, I was like, whoa, wait a minute, this is not Gambino. And I didn't like it at first. A lot of mumble rap, it was that kind of thing at first.
Right.
And then, I started thinking about it. I started listening a little deeper, and I was like, wait a minute, this is a satire. This is a satire song, which falls true with Donald Glover himself as a comedian, as a writer, as a creator. And then, which is different than the albums coming up. His last one was an R&B soul album. Redbone was a great song.
Stay woke.
Stay woke.
Stay creepy.
Yeah, great song. So then, we're listening to this, and then the video just blew up the internet and almost broke it. And I've watched that video inside and out. I don't know how many times. Trying to, and a lot of people, and Twitter and Reddit and everybody are just picking it apart. But there's a lot to pick apart.
Right.
So, you're all's, and for me, I stand back. I don't have an opinion on it. It's his not necessarily his creation, his with the director, but there's a lot going on in that video. And I don't know if y'all have seen it. Have y'all seen it? Zach, you first. Your take on the video. What do you think?
I mean, I'm not going to say what my take is because I feel like we won't have to make that conversation. But I want to say that I watched it, and I know Andrew did like 15 times at least, probably way more than that, but let's just say 15 to not be obsessive. But I had to really unpack it and like really apply it. I think there was a lot of truth in some of the parts of it. I think there were some very direct things that he was talking about that like had happened, but I think it's the interpretation could make people feel some type of way. But I thought the main points of emphasis in the video was taking tragedy in America and entertainment in America and showing all this chaos that America is on a regular basis and how we just blind ourselves to it and forget about it with entertainment. I thought that was a very powerful message, no matter what you want to take from it, that was like true. I
think as a whole, and expanding on what you said, that what he was putting in the forefront was entertainment.
Yeah. And he was His character was America.
I mean,
he was America,
and that's what a lot of the analysis videos of it. They're saying he's representing America.
Yeah.
But boy, it got really deep. A lot of people. People talking about his gray pants representing Confederate soldiers, talking about his Jim Crow stance when he shot that guy.
That's true.
But and then they got so deep that the first guy that he shot was a lookalike of Trayvon's father.
The most powerful image of the whole thing.
Oh, the choir.
When he shot the choir.
God,
because that's a clear representation of Charleston, Dylan Hook, and like that. And but I think the message that wasn't really like that was the whole point of those shootings was less about that and more about. You were like, oh, this feels good. Then like, oh shit, this is some real shit that just popped off. And then it's like, this is America. And now it's like,
and now he's back to the dancing.
To entertainment. Yeah. And we're back to these things. And
so
we're
it's
like,
the dichotomy.
We're gonna just forget about that. Yeah, totally about the dichotomy. That I think was more of the point.
Jump in, Ash.
No, I thought, like I was telling Zach, I think it's. Hey, Claire, do you want to be on this? Okay. Anyway, I think that it's like an artistic like masterpiece, and a lot of the like whenever he shoots the guys or girls, and then puts the gun in the hand while it's on the towel, and then they just drag the body away is kind of a representation of how much America cares more about guns than about lives.
That was very true.
And that is completely understandable. I think that the video was an artistic masterpiece. There's a lot of things that I may not necessarily agree with it as far as the propaganda. In a lot of it is you'd look at the Trayvon Martin case, and no matter how you feel about it, it doesn't change the law. Which the law in most states is if you feel feel that your life is in danger, you can use deadly force. That's the law in a large majority of states. So no matter what you feel about that, the facts are that that's the law. And George Zimmerman said, hey, I feared for my life. So at that point, in the law doesn't just go for white people, it goes for black people as well. If there's a black man, there's several videos where black guys are getting robbed by white dudes, and they pull out guns and they hold them there at gunpoint until the cops show up, and the cops show up and they shake the dude's hand and they go, hey man, thanks for carrying, thanks for being a good citizen.
Yeah,
was
that and I don't know if I took that from the video. Was that in the video? Was that sort of representation?
All I would say about George Zimmerman is that what he's and how many times he's been in jail after that pretty much proves that he probably killed him because he was black. I think I'm feel confident saying that now.
Yeah, but
he's probably racist. Well, he probably did that, and he used that law, and he had a good lawyer, and he used that law to skirt you getting prosecuted, and that's fine. That is a law. You feel like it'd have deadly force.
But the reality is you can't go, well, he probably did this. That whenever you're putting somebody
legally,
on a state legally,
personally, yes,
yeah, which is completely understandable. But that's the problem with a lot of people these days. They vote on personal things. Like a lot of people can't stand. Well, a lot of people can't stand Trump, and you go, hey, what policies don't you like? And they're like, well, he's just a racist and he's just a terrible person. Okay, what policies? Well, he said grab her by the pussy. Okay, what policies of his? And most people can't name 10 policies that they disagree with. Well, you can.
I'm an exception to the rule, though. So
yeah, a large majority of people.
That's a good point.
Can't they vote on personality? Obama had a wonderful personality and he did a lot of things. Great, but the reality is that Trump's getting stuff done. But let's run back to the video.
And all I'm talking about right now is the video, and I love your take on that, and I love your take on that too. I'm just talking about artistically the video. Is that truly a satire musically, Asher? Because
he's clowning on those rappers.
He's clowning.
He's clowning those rappers.
I mean, would you?
Yeah, no, I think that it's an amazing video. I really do.
The song
by itself, no. Like if you heard the song by itself and never saw the video, you'd be
and never understood his catalog.
Like, that's trash. I don't get that. But then you see everything together.
Well, and the sound. I don't think the song even has gunshots in it, does it? The actual song.
Not at all.
Yeah,
not at all. That's only the video.
It's all that mumble, and talking about
It's like a Migos song. I mean, like it's all the rap that we hate.
But my first listen to it, I was like, "Are you serious? He crossed that line?"
Yeah.
And then
it was brilliant.
I thought about it, but it took another listen.
Yeah.
And then the video did it for me.
I think anything that makes you have to sit down and go through it multiple times, that makes you care that much to look at it multiple times to really understand a deeper meaning. One, says that whatever, no matter if you're him or me, it obviously struck a nerve, which is the goddamn point. Two, it obviously struck a nerve because there was something that made you uncomfortable because maybe it was so true that you've been overlooking. I felt that. Stuff that I wasn't even thinking about that I thought like, Jesus. I'm sure he had that. And then it was also the whole picture of like the music itself is making fun is not making fun of. It's using something that's so arbitrary in the hip hop world, a certain style, and using it to say something that's so profound and bigger than anything it could ever say.
Which created a huge platform for a lot of people to listen to it.
And now we're at 122 million views of the official video on Vivo.
Yeah.
And whereas 2 weeks ago it was at 20 million. So this struck a nerve and it broke internet almost. I mean, every memes all over Instagram, everything is about Gambino and doing this right now. Asher first, his career now. Where do you see this going? This struck a nerve. Do you see this as an artistic genius and he's regarded as one of the best, or do you see like a lot of backlash because it's so blown out?
Well, no, I see that that's the thing, and that's the thing about Hollywood. No matter what you do, you could kill 3 of your babies as a celebrity, and you would still make as much money the next freaking day. Like, so no matter what the outtake is on it, I think that it's going to make his career excel a lot.
And he never started in hip hop as one of those guys. He's one of those conscious guys.
His raps too.
Yeah,
being an actor.
Zach, what do you think as far as what this either does this make or kill his career?
I think that we live in a time where people who want to say what they want to say everybody's too sensitive, and conservatives like to say that we're snowflakes. These motherfuckers are snowflakes too.
So
they don't like anything that's counter to their points and whatever. When somebody talks out of line, they want to boycott and do the thing. I think all of that mess is overblown on both sides, and liberals do have a problem with people that say things that are controversial, especially when something that's controversial and against their worldview. That's totally true. It's a real thing. But my point is that people like Dave Chappelle and Childess Gambino, when they say things that are real and hurt people's feelings, they're not the ones that you shut out of society because they said something that rubbed you the wrong way. They're the ones you should probably listen to. I wish Dave Chappelle didn't go away for 10 years because he really would have been helpful in all this bullshit we've been dealing with. Like breaking it down in that way. Because nobody dealt with race and race issues in a way that brought everybody together.
Oh, no, seriously.
You know what I mean? Or any social issue, really.
The blind.
All the things.
Yeah.
I mean, he really broke it down and brought it to that place. My point is that, like, people who make statements artistically, no matter if you're making them from a conservative standpoint, as long as you're not being racist or just completely just saying some crazy shit. Which, I mean, that line for me is like that's a. I just said Dave Chappelle is good, so like that's a bar that's very hard to cross for me. But as long as you're not on that other side of the line, like you should be able to say whatever you want to, and that shouldn't kill your career. Like you should say what you need to say.
So artistically, did he set the bar for himself right now so high that is he going to be able to achieve that level again?
I don't think it matters.
Okay,
I don't think it matters.
Okay.
I don't think it matters that you top a bar. I think it matters that you say something profound when it's the right time to say it.
I would agree with that. Yeah, I think that America in itself, no matter what people want to say, liberal, conservative, Democrat, Republican, is cognitive enough to know whenever enough is enough as far as somebody's gone too far. An example of that, Kathy Griffin.
That was too far.
That was absolutely too far.
Well, that's a no-brainer. Yeah.
That's a no-brainer. But
that's too far.
But I do think that we've gotten kind of like, well, what is racism? Because it happened for so long that now every time, I've seen it happen before. I've played a lot of gigs where somebody that's black might not have the money for a cover charge, and so they try to come into the game. Well, that's racist. You're not letting me in because I'm black. No, I'm not letting you in because you don't have the money for a cover charge. I think that a lot of the liberal media has fed into things that aren't really racist, allowing people to think that they are. And so, and I see both sides of it. I completely agree that racism definitely still exists. The 13th documentary, if you've never seen that,
I've seen it.
That's freaking incredible.
Yeah.
And of course that exists, but I think that it's not nearly as defined, and it's more like, well, I feel that I'm personally attacked because of this versus no, this person was being racist. If that makes any sense.
It does, absolutely does. I'm gonna. This is an important issue that I think needs to be said, and I want to say this out loud to what he's saying, because I think he represents a contingent in the conservative, in the Republican Party, who are generally in this cross where you feel like I'm a white male and all these liberal policies are happening, and I'm constantly having to defend myself.
I don't feel like that.
Well, maybe not you, not you personally, but there is a contingent among you that feel this way, that it's being threatened, or that somehow you have to be apologetic. I think you don't have to be apologetic at all. I think I'm friends with many people in Louisville who are doing great work, social work in these hard neighborhoods, who are black males, who are good people, who are raising their children, who are living with their baby mamas or their wives or their fiancés or whoever it is. And the biggest thing that I feel that's happening with talking about race in America as a whole, I'm not even going to say just Louisville. Louisville's a great microcosm, but it's systemic across the board everywhere. Is the biggest issue is that stubbornness. It's the inability to accept that you don't live something that somebody else does, and until you go out of your way to meet somebody, and this is what I'm talking about from both sides equally, until you go out of your way to find people that maybe they don't understand and help them understand, or take the time to talk to them and try to find common ground, or it's even like to care enough to want to understand why somebody thinks that. This will be a tale as old as time. We'll keep doing this over and over and over through generations. And the biggest thing right now is that black Americans, whether you want to say how they feel or what they feel is incorrect, they feel some type of way, and they're going through a different reality, and that they're living on a real life basis, that they're trying to make people understand. And at this point, the only thing they can make anybody understand to get any fucking airtime is to be angry. And I'm going to tell you this just before you go into this. When the Black Lives Matter chapter in Louisville, and I'm sure you read it, there was, and I couldn't believe the Leo posted it or even like wrote it up.
What the lady saying?
Yeah, all that stuff she said. That was insane. That was completely juxtaposed to what their whole mission should have been and what it is. To be fair, that's just one person. That's not systemic about the whole group. And this made me very frustrated. Is that I was as angry about that. I wrote multiple people I know that worked at the Leo was like, why would you even publish that? That's insane to me. Why is that person not fired? How is she a leader of something that is a movement that is very important and vital to a lot of black people in this country? Talking and saying things like, do you have no PR team? That was my anger. That's what I was as far as somebody like, I am about what Black Lives Matter is about for equality. I agree with those things. I'm on board with those things. But I am not on board with that.
Yeah.
Last word on this, and then I've got other topics. Andrew, go.
No, I think it makes sense, but a lot of people don't like Ben Shapiro, but the reality is like,
I respect Ben.
One thing that he says that's amazing is, I don't have to be a black man in America to know whenever things are wrong. I don't have to be a lesbian in America to know whenever things are wrong.
Sure.
Just because, so there is right and there is wrong. There is racism and there isn't racism.
Right.
Just because somebody feels a racist attack does not mean that it was racist. It doesn't. That's their perception, but it doesn't mean that that's what the entire world should go by. Oh, well, this person was being racist just because the Facebook caption said that this person was being racist.
You understand that's a two-way street. That reaction comes a lot from.
But a lot of times we don't get the two-way street. We only get one way.
We don't get the two-way street but also they feel like people that aren't white like you and I sitting here talking about other racist issues, they don't feel that they get that equal treatment, and they feel that they're only now, because in their mind, and not their mind, in reality, they've been dealing with this forever.
All right.
And only now, hold on. And only now are they actually getting a platform to where other people can actually see it, weigh it, and judge for themselves what.
But do you feel that
is.
people are actually doing that based upon the way that they're getting that platform? Yeah, I can get people to pay attention to me if I run over 15 school kids at a bus stop, but that doesn't mean that that's the proper way that I should approach that. And I get people go, well, what's the proper way? Because they don't have. Well, I think that a lot of it is, there's a lot of platforms that people can get without showing anger.
I think there
just is.
Yes, you're right. You're totally right. There's platforms you can get to where people aren't angry, but I think what's important is that until white America, conservative America, understands the fact that their anger is not in vain, and that it's gotten here because of the fact that nobody's listened for this long, and until they go, okay, let's talk and listen. It has to get to that place to make the anger go away. The anger exists for a really real reason, and that's the only point I wanted to make.
All right.
We can agree on the fact that there have been moments in these moments where it's been bad PR for them, where it's been riots, people have even died, where that is not the core issue of what we're trying to get done, and the right has generalized and tried to make it look like that's systemic across the board, and it's not, and that's not fair. The biggest issue with a lot of race problems is that you could probably, if you sat down with a person from Black Lives Matter and you talked to them one-on-one, you would probably understand where they're coming from, but we don't get that benefit. We have to deal with generalizations of groups and then pick a side, and that's why the anger exists, and that's why it's so shitty.
Let's get. I've got a few more topics, and we got to.
That was important.
And you did. You got it out. And you did. You're the banner back and forth has been great, but I've got a few more, and I want these kind of like rapid fire, real quick. Staying on the kind of race thing. Oh God. Real quick. No, I got to get this out.
Two white people.
Hold on.
I
love it.
Kanye West, when he made his asinine statement about
who cares? It was publicity. Next.
Was it? Okay. That was
publicity. Yeah, 100%. He stopped trending, so he had to say some shit to make him go up.
Okay.
That's all it was.
Next topic.
I agree. Kanye West is not anybody that deserves to be
Okay.
serious.
All right. That's what it is. Rapid fire. Trump pulling out of the Iran nuclear deal.
Time will tell. They were. I mean, you could say that. Well, we can't trust Iran, but they at least had agreed to on paper with all of our allies that they were going to discontinue creating nuclear weapons. They were really excited about being economic participants with the West, and I think that's a benefit for us. Is that in any society across the board where two countries have had conflict, where they've done business together, they generally don't have conflict anymore. I think that was in the works. Now that deal is gone. Iran's going to be defiant. We also give power to their conservative party, who are the ones that chant death to America. And every time America has an issue with them, they become emboldened in their own country, just like they do here.
Yeah.
And their political issues work the exact same way there as they do here. And that party becomes more emboldened, more powerful because America is no longer an ally to their cause. They're now the enemy. And I think that long term is not going to pay out.
Go away.
I think that makes a lot of sense. I listened to the Trump speech on it because I listened to freaking political radio all day, NPR, stuff like that. And a lot of, like, there was a pro-Iran deal guy on the radio was like, well, it's not exactly true that we couldn't go in and check for and keep them accountable. What it was we had to send them a request to allow somebody to go in and make sure that they weren't building whatever it was or enriching uranium or whatever. But the reality behind that is you know, I think on one of your Facebook posts, I used the analogy of, okay, there's a restaurant and you know 2 weeks in advance if you're the manager of a health inspector coming in. Like, obviously you're going to hide all the shit. You know, that's the reality of it. And the thing about it is they can if they were to deny that request, then we would just pull out the Iran deal. And so the reality is that, like, if they have shit that they're hiding, that they've been you know, making and enriching uranium and things like that, and they go, well, they're going to be here in 2 weeks, but we'll just deny it and pull out the Iran deal. We're where we are right now, which Trump, you know, like him or not, realized that there was an issue with that, and was like, hey, I don't think it's cool that we have to send a request to keep somebody like that accountable, somebody that volatile, that we have to send a request and notice, hey guys, we're going to show up here in a couple weeks.
I think that's a fair point. I think the part that struck me as I was reading about this was that the grade of uranium that they're allowed to use is not capable of being turned into a nuclear bomb, from what I understand.
Well, that's the guy that was more on the liberal side of things that was pro-Iran deal was saying that it could be, but they just had to make it in insanely small increments.
Right. So, in fairness to Andrew's point, because this is a conservative point, and this is kind of where we're going to probably segue from this to Israel, but Israel was their like main issue with.
Go ahead, jump into this because that is my segue.
But as the facts about the Iran deal, and the part that to me, like, look, I try to look at everything from a case-by-case basis and to take I'm a Democrat, it's Trump or whoever, hat off, and I try to look at everything from a case-by-case basis as it happens in its own, as best as you can in today's society. But the biggest thing with the Iran deal, and the thing that struck me, was that at no point in time has Iran ever come to the table to negotiate with the U.S., work with the entire developed West.
Right.
And they had everything to gain from this deal. I can't imagine, from a business standpoint, in a country that's evolved. I mean, Iran's an evolving country. There's a very liberal sect, and people don't realize this here, is that in the Arab world, there are divisions, there are degrees, and there are different political parties and movements happening. That whole religion and even just society issues are totally evolving, just like they evolve here, and they have their own liberals and conservatives. And in Iran, there's a very pro-America that wants, because they see, hey, if we do business with the West, we can grow our economy, we can become a player on the big world stage, blah blah blah. The Middle East, for the most part, is pretty much knocked offline right now. So, like, Iran is the country that could take the lead. Israel doesn't like that because
all right, Muslim. You say Israel. Andrew, jump in. What's going on on in Israel right now.
A lot.
I know. Well, I know.
Yeah, I don't think anybody knows what the fuck is going on in Israel.
Okay.
That's the reality of it. Like, I have several friends that live in Israel. Some that live in Bethlehem, which is more Palestinian, and then others that live closer to Jerusalem, which is more Jewish. So you have these two, and nobody really.
Palestinians have now.
Yeah, and a lot of people don't understand how small, like, this city is. It's insanely small, and it has little gates that you have checkpoints, like, and so little bitty gates, but they can all go into each other. I don't have. All I know about it is that Palestinians are mad. There was this thing called the what was it? The Concords, the Oslo Concords, where the leader of Palestine years ago, leader of Palestine, leader of Israel, came together and said, "Hey, here's where your land is. Here's where our land is." But they're
The 60s?
yeah, everybody's been fighting over it since. The issue that the Palestinians have is that at the U.S. moving their embassy to Jerusalem, it's basically like everybody has to recognize that Israel owns that piece of land.
And Palestine believes that it's their land. Palestine, to be fair to Palestine, have no problem with Israelis sharing the land. Their biggest issue as of now to 2018 is that they are essentially segregated from land that they originally had prior to post-World War II, and that now new lines have been drawn, and basically their economy and their people have been squeezed resources-wise where they can go with, in their opinion, their own land. And they're pissed, and they have started, and they've blown shit up, as anyone could imagine if you were in the situation.
A couple more topics, and we got to shut this down. This is one I'm gonna throw at Andrew first. Maryland County, a sign warns liberals: get your guns before trying to impeach Trump. From all your deplorables. And
are you serious?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, does this need to be discussed?
Well, no,
I think that it's asinine. I think that it's stupid, and I think that this is one of those things that's like, okay, a lot of people, if it's one fucking dude that owns a flea market that put a poster board out, and it's on top CNN news stories. It's stupid.
What people gotta understand is that, and I'll use people always say like,
it's still a threat.
I hate the internet sometimes.
The internet sucks.
Because used to it had to be something that was actually important for the newspaper to put it out. I hate the internet, but I love the accountability of it. I love the accountability.
We are feeding into this by even talking about it.
I think what needs to be done is that, like, if you are a conservative who doesn't interact with liberals, you are fucking up. And if you are a liberal who doesn't interact with conservatives, you are fucking up.
Yeah, exactly.
Because what you don't understand is that, like, I may be a liberal, but I'm a liberal that was raised around all of y'all conservative motherfuckers. You can't tell me that I'm insulated in my thoughts. I am most certainly not. I am not insulated in my thoughts at all. I'm surrounded by the opposition. I'm putting that in quotes because I don't view people as opposition. I view them as having different ideals. I think that any two people, whether you disagree or agree about any number of issues, if you're from the same area and you talk and you take the time to, like, give a shit about that person, you respect people, then you can usually find some common ground or at least understand how people feel.
Last one. All right,
That's
last
important.
topic. This past Sunday, Mother's Day.
Who's that?
Yeah, mommies. Just out there, people, mommies listening. I hope everyone had a good Mother's Day. This is one of my pet peeves when it comes to social media. And I know we rely on social media for all of our show stuff, podcast stuff. But the truth is, I really despise social media. And there was a great tweet that Jim Carrey put out. Check this out. Yeah, I know. Well, I was going to say, it's a need. Jim Carrey posted a tweet Sunday, accidentally said Happy Mother's Day to my mom in person instead of writing a paragraph on social media. This whole social media thing rubs me the wrong way because I'm not, first of all, like my mother, she's not on social media, so I'm not going to go on Facebook or any social media to say Happy Mom's Day, because the truth is people who do that stuff, it's about me or that person. It's not about mom.
Okay.
My mom lives in Colorado.
Hold on. Let me
No, but is she on social media though?
Yeah.
All right, so maybe
I
she's
tag
listen.
her,
All right,
but I can't see my mom.
Right, but there's people, and Facebook is not a pipeline to heaven. True.
Sure.
Yeah. No, I'm pretty damn sure. All right. So,
but here's the reality. Here's the reality. I posted that. I thought it was freaking hilarious because it is hilarious.
It is hilarious. It's
But the
very
reality is that if your mom is on Facebook, I could completely see doing that. It's funny because like 2 years ago, I made a post with my mom because she posted a picture. She does illicit things, and so she posted a picture. I don't care. She posted a picture of her. I don't give a fuck. She posted a picture of her leg sitting up, and she was watching Dr. Phil, and her leg is on an end table, and it's got her home incarceration bracelet around her leg in the Facebook picture. So on Mother's Day 2 years ago, look it up. It's still there. On Mother's Day 2 years ago, I used that. Fuck it. I used that.
That has to stay.
So I used that picture, and I said, Happy Mother's Day, Mom. It's like you're always there for me. It's almost like you can't leave, and like shit like that. And but
that's what social media is to me.
Here's the reality. If your mom isn't on social media and you post something, it's retarded. But if she is on social media and she's active on your social media, post something about it. She'll feel like that she's not just that mom that's behind the scenes, but your friends
totally
know
agree.
about it.
It's the ones that either they're like I said, the pipeline up north, like way up north, and then the people who are not on social media. And it's all about it's all about the person who posts it and how many likes they get. That's just what it is.
All right. Thing is with me is that I never post anything because I need to. I play gigs all the time. I should post all that shit. I didn't. I text my mom. I didn't get to see her. I texted her and said that meant more to her than me putting something on Facebook. And that's exactly. And that's what it's about. Let's make it personal, guys. And these are our mamas. Our babies' mamas. And our babies' mamas' mamas.
All right, good segment, Eric.
So I try to make my mom post really funny. Like my mom gets a kick out of like funny shit, so I try to make it really funny about her. Something funny.
And that's what it's about. It's Mother's Day.
Yeah.
And I'm glad. Thank you, Kevin, for being able to end this on a light note. God. Anyway, Andrew Asher, thank you so much for sitting in. Zach Longoria, always a pleasure, man. I'm glad y'all were both here.
What song is that from?
The Muppet Show.
The Muppet.
Here, let's go. I'm not snapping at you.
Get the Jesus.
No, you probably should. From Baxter's 942 in the Highlands of Louisville, Kentucky, and worldwide on iTunes, Google Play, YouTube, and now iHeartRadio. This is Shooting from the Lip Live. I'm Erik Kevin, Mr. Kevin Hale.
What a night. What a night.
It is insane.
And we covered all the food groups here tonight, Eric. Pay attention.
I know. I mean, all of them. We had Outlaw Country. We had Bleu Phonque. Dude. We had
which are
Josh Logan, Olivia Henken. I mean,
Zach and Andrew to end the show. We have Claire like pulling a Kardashian in front of the camera. Get out of Eric's way, Claire. Erik, this is our last shot, as we call this segment. It's the last, segment of the night for us.
The reason why we do it here because I walk home. It's only a block away,
or I'll drive you.
Okay, either way.
Last time did we do a? Oh, never mind.
No, that's not talking about. This is one of Heather's creations. I don't know what it is. It was layered.
It kind of still is. It's definitely red at the bottom.
It is not. So here we go.
All right.
And thanks to you, Lip Nation. Cheers to all of you guys. And thank you for tuning in and listening to us. We're going to take this shot for you guys. Nope. Never again. Nope.
What was in that real quick?
Man, I don't know. I don't want to know. It's terrible.
This last topic I'm going to throw at you, and this is something that we did last Tuesday. We were here. We left. We went to another venue, And then from that, we took a Lyft back here back to Baxter's. I'm just, all right, I don't know. I mean, who cares? But it is what it is. But there's a segue. Lyft is going to start a monthly subscription.
Wow.
Would you buy or sell that?
Personally, I wouldn't, but for a lot of people that I know in the music and the bar industry, a lot of people that live in extreme urban communities, it is far and away a genius idea.
Here's what it's saying. You'll be able to buy a $200 pass in order to get $15 off 30 rides. And of course, that is for yeah. So that's a savings of $250 if you would take 30 $15 rides. So yeah.
Well, I mean, Mark Cuban said years and years and years ago that by the way of Netflix being a subscription service, that's where everything's going right now. And he is. I mean, everything has gone to subscription. Dude, what's the other boner pill other than
Selexia?
No, that's a depression pill. It begins with a P. Or whatever. There are boner pills right now. A subscription service.
I can go to Circle K and get this thing called Stiff Nights. It works for me.
Okay, all right. So, ladies and gentlemen, you're hanging out with Kevin. God, dude, why? So anyway, thank you so much to everybody else for tuning in and listening to our shows, for watching us on Facebook Live, iHeartRadio app. That's becoming huge for us, and we appreciate your support. Kevin and I will be at the Bleu Phonque show. If you are in Louisville, and if you're not, and if you're surrounding, come to the Bleu Phonque show. If you have not heard Johnny Edwards sing, if you've not seen Greg Unthank and Tony and Paul play, this band is incredible, and we will be there.
A lot of music heroes,
and
local
there'll probably
music.
be a surprise or two.
Yeah.
And Shooting from the Lip, we're inviting the Lip Nation to show up. Come hang out with us. We'll be there in our Lip Nation or our Shooting from the Lip shirts. You will see us. You'll know who we are. Come up and talk to us and tell me how much I suck at this, or tell Kevin how freaking annoying he is. Let us know what's going on, how we can make the show better. And we will take that to heart, and we will do everything that we can to make it better for you.
All right. Before we sign off, special thanks, Doug Pinson, the guys from Bleu Phonque, Johnny Edwards, Paul McGarry, Tony Frank, Greg Unthank, Josh Logan, Olivia Henken, Andrew Asher, Zach Longoria, and of course, special thanks to my buddy, my partner in crime, Mr. Erik McEwen. He is the play-by-play guy. According to Greg Unthank, he is Johnny Fever as well. I get to do color. I get to kind of just chime in. Erik, you do such a great job of keeping the flow.
Thank you so much, man. And I want to thank the Lip Nation and everybody for showing up and hanging out with us. Man, we had a great
crowd here.
Yeah, a lot of great musicians just hanging out. And a lot of great people, a lot of good friends of the show. And come be a friend of the show. Come hang out with us. We're very happy to welcome you here with us. So right here at Baxter's 942, each and every Tuesday, and worldwide on iTunes, YouTube, Google Play, and now iHeartRadio. iHeartRadio. I love it, man.
Yeah,
this has been Shooting from the Lip Live. We will see you next Tuesday. Thank you so much.
Peace out, Louisville.